What's going on, everyone? Excuse me. Those are the first words I've said out loud this morning, so came out a little rough. Hope everyone's doing well. Um, Let me recap a part that I skipped, okay? Because there's something that is, I can't read it. You can go back and go ahead and read it if you want. It's like page 17, I think, on that free website thing. So there's a really long text that Jules sends to, man, why can't I think of the names? Tori. Okay. Jules sends a really long text. If you remember yesterday when we read, like, she's not uh, getting back to her at all. Like, so maybe, who knows? The mom maybe took the phone away, whatever. They thought that maybe she was just watching over her shoulder the whole time. And then Sawyer and Jules spend some time alone. That's the part we're not going to read. Thing that nothing. You can read it. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, and then just I felt uncomfortable reading it. And then so we're gonna meet back. Jules gets dropped off. And I think we're gonna find out Trey's on a date too, and Rowan is at home, kind of like babysitting. That's where we end up. So Rowan's gonna kind of come into the picture a little bit. Oh, there were some other parts. Well, I'll just tell you about them that happened. So the parents are looking for a place to rent. And they have a certain budget and they want to be close to where they used to live. So they're going back and forth, like, oh, it's a little bit too expensive. It's $70 extra a month. And then Jules is thinking in her head, she's like, just pick a place. I'll give you the $70 a month. And then she realizes, oh, wait a second. I don't have a job. And then she realizes, oh, wait a second. The teachers gave me some kind of envelope. And so she gives it to the parents. Turns out there's like $800 in there. And Jules is coming up with all these things like, oh, wow, teachers must have had to go without like cat food, bifocals, something else. Just all like what typical teachers might spend on things. So it looks like they have a place. We haven't seen them moving in or anything yet, but it seems like they're going to get a place. All right. And all around that was just an awkward scene that I didn't want to read. But we can read this stuff here now that we have that recap. All right. Boom. Advertisements and all. So this is Rowan and Jules talking, and the cousins and Rowan are playing like Clue Junior. Okay. If you've ever played that, it's a good game. It's a good game. But maybe it's not exactly what you want to do with your cousins on I think it's a Friday or Saturday night, something like that. All right. Where's Trey? I ask. On a date? Rowan clips the word. So she's obviously jealous that she's not on a date anywhere. Oh, cool. What about mom and dad? I ask. Rowan replies through clenched teeth. On a date? I laugh. I'm serious, Rowan says. It's like Trey inspired them. After you left, mom said they hadn't been on a date in 20 years, and she made dad go. Then Aunt Mary decided she and Uncle Vito haven't had a date in 18 years, so they left too. She smiles evilly at the kids. Nick was supposed to babysit. Remember, Nick's the older brother of them. Where did Nick go? Rowan glares, one eyebrow arched. On a date. Oh my. I snort. Yeah. She looks at her cards and writes something down. So why are you home so early? Excuse me. And then that next you can read on your own. I don't know. Probably because I could feel your agony. Rowan laughs. Cousins look at me like I'm a jerk. She's not in agony. The oldest of the three announces. She's having fun, aren't you, Ro? Psst, yeah, of course. Tons. Gosh, Jules. Sorry, I retreat to the living room, stare at my phone where I have no messages from Tori, and pick up one of the library books and try to read it now. That is the best part of the reading today. Jules is picking up a book and reading it. Let me talk for my old man rant here for a second. Oh, and it came up in one of the classes. When I say reading, somebody said, yeah, nobody reads books anymore. They do it on a Kindle or something. I agree. Yeah. I'm not saying you have to read physical books. Just read would be nice. Turn on the TV with subtitles. That's not perfect, but it helps. All right, so she's reading. I like that. I want to read that again. Picks up one of the library books and tries to read it. Well, she tries, but at least she's trying. I have a little trouble concentrating on the story, though, since I keep thinking about Sawyer and getting his goofy smile on my face. I'm kind of pathetic right now. Even the cousins yelling doesn't bother me. Half an hour later, Rowan makes everybody go to bed. She comes into the living room and sits on the piano bench next to my chair. She's all business. Any word from Tori? No. In fact, I kind of forgot all about her for a while. You should call her. But her mom might see it's me. Call the room phone. I'll call in case her mom answers. She doesn't know my voice. I tilt my head. Well, that's kind of brilliant. See? She says, stretching into a yawn. This is why you need me. Isn't it too late to call? It's like 9:15 on a Saturday night. Don't be ridiculous. But she's not exactly able to be out having fun. Stop stalling. Fine. I look up the number from the hospital and give Tori's room number to Rowan. She calls and after listening for a second, punches in the room number. She looks at me. Ringing. She whispers. Then her eyes light up. Hi there, Tori? She waits. Oh, sorry. Is Tori able to come to the phone? This is her friend Rowan from UC. Rowan pauses and gives me a thumbs up. She lowers her voice. Hi, Tori. This is Jules' sister. We know you can't talk because of your mom. Maybe now would be a good time to smile or laugh like I said something funny. Rowan pauses. Yes, your head hurts because of the visions, and we can help you stop them if you just tell us what's happening. Is there a good time for me to come by to see you when your mom isn't there? Rowan listens for a minute. Her face grows puzzled. Oh, I see. Maybe you could email. What's that? Rowan frowns. You're welcome. Wait, hello? She looks at me. She said she had to go and hung up. Nice going, DeMarco. Shut it. Rowan warns. She hops off the piano bench and lies down on the living room floor, splaying her limbs in all directions. She must really be under some kind of freaky surveillance over there. 18. And I think it's this page where let's just talk about this. Yeah. Uncle Vito, the probably racist, I think, he's back. And he is going to call Ben by his nationality, even though I think he's like never been to the Philippines. Maybe. So he's like, hey, it's the Filipino. So just a word of advice, like probably you should never call anybody by their nationality or their perceived nationality. When I went down south, this is not my nationality, but my wife's parents, or no, my wife's dad and her uncle would often call me the Yankee. You know, they didn't call me by my name; they just called me the Yankee. So not a nationality, but just in case you don't know, yeah, some people in the South don't like people in the North. I mean, whatever, you know, the war, Civil War, long time ago, but they wouldn't let me forget that I was from the North, so they called me Yankee quite a bit. But I think it was a loving term. I think they did it because they had a lot of love for me. But oh, it's the Yankee. But whatever. Yeah, so maybe don't call people by their nationality unless I don't know, whatever you have a special relationship for them with them. But I'm pretty sure everybody on the outside of that relationship is just going to think that's racist. So maybe don't do that. I told you her mom is protective. She rarely leaves. Clearly, I don't know what else to do but wait. All I know is that some people in a house in Chicago, presumably, are going to be hurting pretty soon. Oh yeah, we do know. Okay, man, I did skip quite a bit that we could have probably read, but Tori did talk about a house, and there were people on stretchers leaving. I don't think maybe we'll get to that part. Hang on. Maybe I don't want to spoil anything. Maybe we read that. If we don't, I'll tell you what happened before. We might read it coming up. All right. I'll be quiet and just read. When Ben and Trey walk in, Rowan and I look at Ben, and then we both look at each other. And I turn to Ben and say, "Help me, Obi-Wan Galang. You're my only hope." Right. That's just kind of a dumb joke. But if anybody knows the joke, I will pause it here. If not, I'll just explain it in a different way if somebody else already said it. But Obi-Wan Kenobi, that is what Princess Leia says to a recording that R2D2 has that's meant for Obi-Wan Kenobi. I haven't watched it yet, but the Disney Plus show just came out of Obi-Wan Kenobi. And Obi-Wan's real name is Ben Kenobi. So there's a little bit of a joke there, but if you're not a Star Wars fan, you probably have no idea what that means. And you probably hate it. Most people who aren't Star Wars fans hate them, hate all that stuff. Trey, Ben, Rowan, and I decide to brainstorm before the parentals begin to trickle in, but we can't come up with anything that we haven't thought of already. We determined that Ben could go visit Tori, but they still wouldn't be able to talk about anything. What if I bring her a notebook and hide the questions in the middle of it? Ben suggests. Her mom will be answering, Trey says. He slips his hand into Ben's. Nice idea, though. Oh, her mom will see her answering. Ben smiles at Trey, and all around the world, millions of puppies are caught being almost as adorable as them. I flop back in my chair. I think all we can do is wait. The more things we try, the bigger risk there is that Mrs. Hayes will confiscate Tori's phone. We just need to chill. I feel like I need medication to get through this or some comic relief. Ben picks up one of the cousin's picture books, starts reading it to us. I forgot how hilarious picture books are. The laughter takes the pressure off the Tori situation. And by the time Uncle Vito walks in yelling, "Hey, it's the Filipino," we're already in various fits of giggles over the book about a bear who wants his hat back. Ben leaves around midnight. I sneak a peek of him and Trey kissing in the driveway, and our parents stay out even later. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad? Trey has stars in his eyes, and finally, when Rowan can't take all the blooming love any longer, she wakes up her long-distance boyfriend, Charlie, who lives in Manhattan, and FaceTimes with him. He's funny when he's sleepy. Or maybe everything is funny tonight so that it doesn't have to be tragic. I drift off. I'm wondering. Okay. Yeah, we. Excuse me. Early in the morning. Sorry, my voice is still. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't say what I was going to say because then they start piecing together what little information they do have about Tori's vision, and nothing has anything to do with water yet. So that is a little strange. All right, almost done here. Just another minute or two. I drift off eventually, my bones aching from sleeping on this hard living room floor for almost a week. And when I wake up, it's still dark, and my phone is vibrating with a text message. 2 bodies outside with ambulance. 2 inside dead. No blood. No house number. Loomis Street. Oh my God, my head. Visions everywhere I look. Sirens wailing. Won't stop. Can you help me? I look at the time, 6:15 in the morning. And I remember when I was in the hospital after the meatball truck crash, right around 6 a.m., that's when they come to poke you and hand out meds and check your temperature. Maybe Mrs. Hayes sleeps through it. I text back quickly, trying to be really encouraging. Great info. This helps a lot. Are there any clues about what day this happens? About what time? Sunny, cloudy, look hard. I know it sucks. You're doing great. What else is nearby? What's the house made of? Color, style, 1 story or 2. And then I wait again. I managed to get a couple more hours of sleep, waking up only when I hear mom and dad leave for mass. Trey's up to eating cereal. I show him the text, and he gets on his phone immediately, looking up Loomis Street. Did she say North or South Loomis? She just said Loomis. I'll ask her to look again. Trey scrolls down his screen again and again. It's a really long street. I lean over to see. Trey zooms in and scrolls. Lots of houses, like miles of them. See if she can narrow down like what side of the street it's on. And we really need a house number, or at least a cross street. I doubt I can get any of that info out of her. I'll ask. Oh, there maybe should have been like a paragraph there or whatever. But so that's where Trey stops talking. This is what she says in her head. This is what she says out loud. I'll ask. I say, I start a new text with these additional questions and send it. She said she sees visions everywhere she looks. It's not a good sign. Is that because we haven't figured things out yet? Well, Loomis is a big clue. If the vision is still constant and not letting up, I think that means it's imminent. Oh, that's a good word, imminent. I think we talked about that before, right? Almost like inevitable, like Thanos there. Imminent means like it's going to happen really, really soon. Inevitable means it's like it's going to happen no matter what. Crap. Trey mutters, that's what I thought. We look at each other, both thinking the same thing. We're not going to make it. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I thought that sounded like a good place to end a chapter. We're not going to make it. Dun, dun, dun. We know how books and movies go, right? They will make it probably. Hey, last night, my wife and I went to see a movie, Top Gun Maverick. I don't know. Maybe it's just because we were kids in the 80s, but like that's a pretty good movie. A little cheesy, pretty good special effects, though. It's like it was really good special effects with the planes. Some of those were like not special effects. They were what we would call practical effects. Like they actually did it. A lot of it. Maybe some CGI, but I couldn't tell. All right.